All right, so I made it to Amsterdam. I am in the Netherlands, and this is kind of crazy because this is like my mecca. This is where the bike infrastructure is the best, and I could not be more stoked. I've been like feeling all sort of emotions about being here, of like just like, wow, I can't believe I'm here, and also like a deep sadness that America doesn't have what there is here. Like from the air you can see the bike paths, they're all bright red, and yeah, I'm just already absolutely in love. I haven't even gone to the city center yet, but from Zurich now to Amsterdam, and I'm gonna have to see if I can extend my flights because I want to explore here for another weekend. So my friend Benji picked me up with his girlfriend, and she just sat on the back rack of this bike that you can get at the train station, and we biked to the central Amsterdam, walked around these alleyways. He sort of showed me around, and then we went to get some drinks with friends.
Hi, welcome to Amsterdam. Stabilized footage, I can do all I want. Oh, yeah. What's this? Joint? No way. And it kind of senses where you want to film as well.
Yeah, you just sort of like point it up.
And we're all done
right.
except for this couple. Will they ever learn to drink properly? Cheers. I don't think so.
That's so cute. This time lapse is from sitting at a bench outside of the second place we went to go get drinks. Like all the streets. The thing I found interesting was that these little cars can drive on the bike paths. I think they're limited to like 5 or 10 miles an hour, but it's a way for people to get around when it's rainy, the weather's bad, and use all the bike infrastructure as well. Here we're biking back to the train station where my friend Benji is showing me this new bike parking. Right across the river is the central train station in Amsterdam, and this is the entrance to, I think, one of the largest underground or underwater bike parking facilities in the Netherlands. It's very new here in Amsterdam. But I found this incredibly illuminating, and I do have to say it was very tempting to want to ride this bike down these escalators, but there's very explicit signs that say don't do that. Here we see people coming up out of the bike parking area. See, people will commute in by train and go into this bike parking area and pick up their bike. So here we're parking our rental bikes at the entrance of the station. There's multiple different rental companies you can rent from, and Benji's gonna show me how these bike racks work. It goes all the way down.
Yeah, it's got like some assists.
It's very smart. Your wheel.
And then at the end, in the Netherlands, there's a lot of infrastructure to kind of like keep out bikes.
Okay.
Especially like a walking path where you don't want people biking.
Mm-hmm.
But it never really works. This is the only thing I've seen that actually works.
It actually works.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just see this shit. Somewhere there's like space for the big back feeds and also electric bikes where you can
Charge them.
Yeah. So this is it. Get a bike through this.
Certified. Can't get a bike through. So this is a new day. This is me leaving my hotel and seeing what sort of adventures I can get myself in. This is a good example of like a typical residential street. There's a parking protected bike lane. On the right side, you can see the incredible amount of bikes being parked outside shops, outside apartments. And this video really, for the rest of the video, is just me riding around Amsterdam and sort of showing how the flow of bikes work. I really found my time in Amsterdam to be really illuminating. I know there are cities in the Netherlands that might have a little bit better or newer bike infrastructure, but as an American coming to the Netherlands, which is like the capital of bike infrastructure. All this was awesome to me. Even these little intersections, right? You have the ability to go left. If you want to go straight, you wait right there. I'm choosing to go right. It's a continuous flow on a bike, and everything is grade separated from cars, which is really nice. I found this bike intersection to be really interesting. There's of course big stripes on the ground where people are walking across, and then there's a big X in the middle of the bike path. This is to make way for bikes that are going left-right, as well as me, which is going straight. It makes me leave a buffer for people to be going left or right. And I had no idea where I was going in the city. This is me just riding around and seeing where I could find myself and to see what I could find. So I'm just gonna play some music, and if I have any other important bits that I want to speak to, I'll jump in. But in the meantime, enjoy the footage, the beautiful bike infrastructure around Amsterdam, and I'll make some comments a little later. Coming up on my right, but by keeping the intersection open, bike traffic keeps flowing. This section is also very dense with bikes. I think this was a central market to go get groceries and produce, so very heavy on the bike parking. And as I've gotten into bike infrastructure and more city design, I'm also incredibly inspired by transit. I mean, look at these transit lines. They're grass lined, they don't feel industrial, they feel very homey. And I was able to capture this clip of these two trains going by in opposite directions. And you know, I love bikes, but transit is also really amazing. And if you want to hear my thoughts on transit, I also went to Zurich, Switzerland on this trip, and they have amazing transit. That video was posted right before this one, so go to my channel and make sure to check that one out. And here I'm just gonna keep exploring, and then I'll take you on my commute back to my hotel from the office. And then I have a 20-minute long exploration leaving my hotel and headed into the city. So enjoy the rest of this video, and I'll check in with you in a little bit. This was a part of my commute from the drone company that I was visiting to my hotel, and what a lovely place to ride bikes. On the left, you've got a canal or a river. On the right, there's a community garden, and it really is just a beautiful place to ride and to really get from one place to another. When things are built at a human scale, things just feel so good. You feel part of your community. You're able to, you know, see things on a bike at a more human pace than a car. And it really just, I felt like it improved my quality of life, even as a visitor. So this was the tail end of my commute back to my hotel from the drone company. There's this little junction. When you get to this bicycle highway, the cars are very polite. I'm merging back onto the bicycle highway, and I would continue taking this path, I believe south from Amsterdam back to my hotel.
This is the bike I've been using. I got it from Two Tone, nice city e-bike. It's been getting me around without getting too sweaty. I love it.
So this is an Ampler e-bike. I was super thankful to grab this from a PR agency called Two Tone, which is a friend of a friend. They were super generous at letting me borrow this e-bike so that I could explore around Amsterdam. So thank you to Ampler e-bikes, and thank you to Two Tone PR agency. Really appreciate it.
All right. So I've been in the Amsterdam area for 2.5 days now, and I think I'm starting to really understand the bike thing. Benji, who showed me around my first night here, was really helpful to be with someone who's from here, who I could ask questions to about right-of-way, about signage, about what's painted on the ground. But generally, cycling here, it's pretty easy as long as you follow what's red, right? Any of the red asphalt or bricks, maybe not any, but a lot of the red asphalt, that is what's designated for bikes. And that makes it really easy to know where you're supposed to be and where you're not supposed to be. I have been just wandering around the city. It's funny, I've found myself in a couple places. So I think I am favoring some of the infrastructure because I, just watch where people are riding, and I'm sort of like, oh, there's a lot of people going this way. Let me go explore this way. I think tonight I'm gonna go back to my hotel and make a route so that I can follow something specifically. And I'm asking some locals for some help with that. Because I want to see all like the newest and best bike infrastructure. It has been amazing to see how many Bakfiets are here. I mean, when you don't need to use a car, it's worth buying a Bakfiets, which is the price of a car around here, for transportation, especially for transportation of your little ones. And also being here is making me appreciate the cycling culture at home. You know, in America, things aren't the best. In Utah, they're pretty good. In Santa Barbara, they're getting there. And so, like, America's, we're getting there. But where it's good, like, it's really good. Here, it's, you know, I got close passed by a vehicle, granted slowly, and I was on a road that was shared between bikes and vehicles, and I was riding on the shoulder, so maybe I let him pass, but again, I'm being like overly cautious and overly nice when I'm here because that's just how you have to be back home in America. I really want to get on one of these boats too. How nice to like have your own boat and drive around Amsterdam. It's got to be pretty sweet. Anyway, just wanted to check in. Filmed a lot of bike infrastructure today, like a 17-minute non-stop piece on riding the bike infrastructure, but I'm gonna go get something nice for dinner and enjoy my night before my interview tomorrow. Or I'm interviewing someone tomorrow for work. That's why I'm here. So yeah, I'm super loving it here. I want to spend some more time here, and yeah, still gathering my thoughts, but overall, really great.
This is the start of my one-take video. This video is along the Amstel River, at least it starts there, and this starts near Amstel Park. So enjoy this uncut, non-stop video from the south of Amsterdam up to city center and around the city. I can't wait to go back to Amsterdam. I can't wait to make a more structured video and to go on pleasure where I don't have to work. So if you're considering Amsterdam, I highly recommend it, and enjoy this little bike infrastructure tour from the south of Amsterdam up to city center.